Have you ever thought that the very thing quietly hurting people over 70 might actually be their routine health checkups? It's a tough pill to swallow, but 99% of seniors don't realize this. The more tests you take, the closer you might get to an unnecessary surgery. In fact, studies show that 37% of medical screenings for seniors lead to scary complications and treatments they didn't even need. Take Leonard, for example. At 75, he was doing great until he went in for a heart check just to be sure. That one decision triggered a nightmare, starting with a wrong test result, leading to a surgery he didn't need, and ending with permanent kidney damage. Once you pass 70, your body plays by its own rules. If you're still checking off every test on the list, you're basically betting your life on some cold and meaningless numbers on a page. First, let's talk about cardiac stress tests. Doctors often suggest these if you mention feeling a bit tired or having a tight chest. On paper, it sounds simple, just walking on a treadmill while they watch your heart. But for those over 70, it's often a trap. The chance of a false alarm is as high as 40%. This means the machine says there's a problem when your heart is actually just aging naturally. These wrong results can pull you into a medical maze, from heart scans to stents or even major surgery you don't need. Poor Leonard ended up in the hospital with kidney failure because of the dye used in these tests, when all he really needed was some water and a good rest. If you don't have serious symptoms, a simple resting ECG is much safer and easier on your body. Next is the fear of losing our edge. We forget our keys once and panic, rushing to get a brain MRI. But here's the thing. 86% of scans in seniors show white spots or slight shrinking. These are just scars of time, as normal as wrinkles or gray hair. But seeing them can trigger a total meltdown, just like it did for Harold. He stopped driving and cut himself off from his friends because he was convinced he had dementia, even though his memory tests were actually fine. That MRI result almost ruined his life. Instead of jumping into a big machine, start with a simple paper-based memory test. It's effective and won't keep you up at night with worry. Now, let's talk about colonoscopies after 75. This isn't just about stress, it's a real physical risk. And the prep work alone, those strong laxatives, can cause serious dehydration and kidney issues for seniors. In fact, for every 1,000 colonoscopies in people over 75, only 2 lives are saved, but 20 people suffer major complications like internal bleeding. Take Patricia, for example. She was a busy baker until an unnecessary colonoscopy caused a tear in her colon. She spent 9 days in the hospital and was never the same again, all for a tiny polyp that would have likely never hurt her. A simple stool test you can do at home is a much kinder way to stay safe. Then there's the double-edged sword known as the whole-body CT scan. It's marketed as a catch-all for cancer, but it blasts your body with radiation equivalent to 500 chest X-rays. It's so sensitive that it finds tiny, harmless bumps that come with age, and starting a nightmare of biopsies and surgeries. Vincent, an 80-year-old martial artist, had his lung collapse during a biopsy for a tiny spot that turned out to be completely harmless. He never made it back to his dojo. Remember, experts say these scans don't actually help you live longer if you're already feeling fine. Finally, the most silent troublemaker is the DEXA bone scan. It seems harmless, but it often compares a 70-year-old's bones to a 30-year-old's. This labels almost every senior with bone loss and gets them started on heavy meds. These drugs can have scary side effects like jaw issues or severe stomach pain. Margaret, a piano teacher, had to stop playing because of the pain from her meds, even though they only lowered her risk of a fracture by a tiny 0.3%. Once she switched to balance exercises and vitamin D, she finally got her life back. At the end of the day, modern medicine is great, but sometimes less is more. Your health at 70 isn't about having a perfect lab report. It's about being able to walk, play with your grandkids, and sleep well. Don't let cold numbers or unnecessary tests steal your joy. Listen to your body, ask your doctor about the real risks, and focus on a healthy lifestyle. If this helped you, please subscribe to Dr. Emily-Hartwell's channel. Let's uncover the truth together so you can live a peaceful, healthy life. And hey, have you ever had a bad experience with a test you didn't need? Tell me your story in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.